everyone. All right, so Sugar and Spice here, back again to annoy you all. So I'm mostly back because I've noticed that there's a lot of like romance and like sexy time going on in the air in my collective, or I guess in my private readings. And a lot of y'all would rather die than just let yourself be happy because you keep booking me to tell you that you are happy. And it seems like that's just a big fat collective thing where things are going a little too well in the romance department. We're meeting someone that seems too good to be true, or the person we never got over is coming back and things are going steady. And a lot of us are kind of like, what's the catch? Like we're real suspicious about it. So I'm here to curb that anxiety, hopefully, and kind of offer some clarity about what we can do to just grant ourselves the permission to be great. Just grant yourself permission to be happy. So without further ado, I don't want to, talk forever. So let's just get to the point. This video is going to be for fire signs. So Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius placements, you guys can stay put. The rest of you, if you're talking to a fire placement, then like stay right here. If not, your videos will follow. So just be patient with me. Alrighty, so for fire signs as a collective, all the fire signs, so all Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius placements, I want to know, what is the energy surrounding love and romance for fire signs right now? Well, I got the Ace of Swords, the Three of Cups, and the Page of Cups all reversed. So, yeah, we're confused, huh? We're confused. With the Ace of Swords here, what are you telling me? It seems like, I don't want to say anxiety per se, but it seems like lack of faith more than anything else. Lack of faith for the fire signs when it comes to romance and love. And I really feel like this comes from a sense, a fear of rejection. Which is really interesting because I've never perceived fire signs as not wanting to be liked, but it seems like not wanting to be rejected is more the energy that's going on here. I think a lot of us have been doing, and I'm an Aries rising, so I'm like throwing myself in here. I think a lot of us have done a lot of work in the first half of the year to grow into a more authentic version of ourselves. And now that comes with a new fear of, oh my God, this person is going to see the most authentic version of me that has ever existed, ever. The closest thing, the closest version of myself to the highest truth that anyone has ever seen. What if they see me for me and they still don't want me? There's some inner child feelings of, there's some inner child, I don't want to say trauma, but issues coming back up of feeling like you're going to be criticized for being too much, for being too intense, for needing too much attention, for being too enthusiastic about the relationship. It seems like it's still new. You like being too happy about it, too intense, moving too fast. So the interesting thing is I don't see any of that coming from the romantic partner, like the person of interest. It really is us. We are containing ourselves just because in the past we've been criticized for being too much, for being too expressive, too enthusiastic. And so we're putting ourselves in our own little sheath. I'm getting this from the Ace of Swords, by the way. We're putting ourselves back into our little golden case over here because we're scared to come off too strong. We're scared to come off too fast. But with the Three of Cups here, it's like, honestly, this person's here to have a good time, whether that's for a long time or not. It doesn't matter because they genuinely enjoy your company as it presently is. So fire signs. I mean, Leo's in the middle of their birthday month. You know, they're having a great time, going out and celebrating. That's what it's about. Stop repressing yourself and making yourself small just because that's what you've been criticized for in the past. This person that's coming in is going to love your enthusiasm, is going to find inspiration in your ambition, in your pursuit of them, you know, your unwillingness to give up without a fight. So rather than making yourself small, I'm not saying expand and make yourself bigger, you know, don't be super extra if you don't think it's appropriate or whatever. But what I am saying is just be you. Be you, because it's going to backfire on you making yourself this small if you're looking for something long term with this person. So right now is the time to be you without the fear of being too much of you. That's not a real thing, especially when it comes to this person. This person needs that inspiration, that zest for life that you've got going on. So fire signs, you're not too much. You're not partying too hard. You're not giving off I'm not a wife, I'm not a husband type vibe. Don't even worry about it. This person loves your company, thinks you're a great time, and really just wants to know what you're feeling. And with this Ace of Swords reversed here, it's like, no, I don't want to do all that, which is fine, but just know that this person, you're piquing their interest. You're piquing their interest, and sometimes you just got to say it with your whole chest and shoot your shot to be happy. This is one of those times. So that's for the collective. That's for all the fire sign placements. Specifically for Aries placements, I want to know what's keeping Aries placements from being happy. Let's do one card. What's keeping Aries placements from being happy and accepting this romantic union? Aries. Y'all are working. Like that's what's keeping you. I'm not gonna say blocking your blessings, but definitely your focus is somewhere else. I feel like a lot of, I'm an Aries rising, so again, throwing myself in there. I feel like a lot of us have been super focused on getting our coin correct, leaving relationships that were no longer beneficial to us, and really just trying to be a sponge and learning as much about ourselves and the human experience as possible in order to really understand why we went wrong the first time. So this feels like an X, but this also feels like a need to get out, a change of environment, a change of scenery. A lot of us are moving, it seems like. Opportunities for travel are coming. Hit me. What else? An unwillingness to be heard. Okay, so it seems like Aries placements are really concerned with their coin, which is the glow up in general, with growing into themselves, which there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I don't necessarily think we need to release that, but the unwillingness to be heard part, I think that's where we might need to do some work. Yeah, we were definitely done wrong, did dirty, whatever you want to call it, in the past, and unfortunately, I feel like this is something we can't just speed through, especially for Aries suns in particular. It seems like there's a lot of things you never got to say that you want to say. So go ahead and say it. Don't keep it to yourself. This is about articulating, an unwillingness to be heard, meaning that you don't want to speak. You don't want to speak it because you're like, honestly, what the fuck is the point? Like, I tried to speak my mind and all I did was get called out and called crazy for it and made to feel a certain type of way about myself. So like, for what? Like, I'm not going to be sending any paragraphs. I'm just going to be like, and go. Which, me, 100%. So I'm not going to criticize you for it, but there is value in just speaking your mind and releasing it. I'm not saying you have to go to the person and waste your time with a pointless argument, because that it's over, they're not going to change, it is what it is, you're already halfway into your next chapter ahead of everyone else. So I'm not saying go backwards. I am saying, like, drop it on Twitter if you want. Write a letter to yourself. Talk to your moms. I don't know why that's coming through so clearly, but talk to your moms and be like, hey, I might have inherited some bad patterns of loving weak people from family members. So what am I supposed to do? But really, it's about just voicing and just kind of like almost throwing up. Like, I feel like bleh, like purging what you need to say that you never got to say, and then it's like, all right, full steam ahead. Like, now we're doing great. So that's what's preventing you, is you haven't really stopped, sat, and processed everything, because, well, you don't see the point. Well, I mean, the point of it all is that you get the satisfaction of just being able to express yourself, so you don't carry it. You don't carry the dissatisfaction, the frustration, and the tension of not articulating what you feel into your next chapter. So that's the value. It's not necessarily forgiveness. Like, I'm not concerned with any of that. What's keeping you, Aries placements, from being happy is that you still had things left to say. You still had ideas left to express. And then you decided it wasn't worth it and you just moved on. Take the time to do so now, this week, if you can. Take the time to do so now, so that closure, it's not even closure, it's just like release, that ultimate release, that outburst of raw emotion without anybody telling you, what limits there are, that you're overreacting, or that you're acting crazy, acting stupid. Like, just do it. Just, I don't know if y'all need to go punch something, or if you just have to drop some F-bombs on somebody, call the radio station and be like, fuck my ex, whatever it is that you need to do that feels loud enough, that feels louder than just talking to your friends and just journaling about it. Go ahead and do that, because that's what's preventing you from really obtaining a more fruitful experience in the next 6 months. So that's Aries. Let's do Leo. What's preventing Leo from being happy? Anxiety. Leo, you're having such a good time celebrating. You're getting invitations, going out places. You're super sociable, super high in demand. People are adoring you all over social media, and you're just like basking in the ambiance of it all. And that's great. But you can't help but feel like you shouldn't be partying because you have so much left to do. That's what I'm getting here. You guys are so high off this momentum. So high off this momentum of just like people wanting you, people giving you attention, celebrating you, finally articulating the way they feel about you, and you're just like, yes, I love it, drown me in it. But at the same time, it seems like your own mental capacities, your own mental processes are like, ooh, but hold up. Like, I feel like I haven't necessarily done enough to deserve it. I feel like I really shouldn't go out because I have so much work that I have to do. But you also don't want to make anybody else unhappy. It is your month. People do expect you to be out in the world and be seen. So you're like, ooh, I'm tired. I don't really want to do it. But also, like, I do want to go out. I do want to have a reason to dress up. So more than anything, it's just your mental anxieties that are putting pressure on you to perform. That's what it is, to perform. You're putting pressure on yourself to perform, when the truth is, Leo season is hitting a little different in the way that you don't feel like being outside, and you don't feel like you've done enough to deserve all these accolades. And it's not that you haven't done enough. I take that back. It's like you have so much more to go. Therefore, you don't want to celebrate prematurely. You don't want to, like, shoot yourself in the foot. But that's all anxiety. I mean, we're not meant to live, work, and die. So like, take this month if you want to. Take this month to just rest. Resting, staying in. I mean, lions sleep 22 hours a day. They only wake up to eat, basically. So if you want, and that's the way you want to celebrate, then don't let anybody tell you that it's uncharacteristic of you. Just, who cares? Fine, this is new. A new characteristic in which I take care of myself and I say, fuck all of that. Yeah. Likewise, some of you may be dealing with an air sign. I want to say Gemini specifically. Some of you may be dealing with a Gemini in which I want to say it's an ex or an ex situationship, and it feels like y'all have some things that you left unsaid, and you're a little scared of being rejected, but you're just like, I can't keep this inside anymore. Like, I'm mad at you, or like, I'm so sorry that I made you mad. Like, I don't even understand where it went wrong. I thought everything was going great, and then you hate me. Honestly, I'm going to go ahead and say it's not worth the conversation. Just let go. Let it go. Unlike Aries, where I'm like, it's worth the conversation. For Leos, I'm like, just drop it. They don't want to hear it. You don't want to beg nobody. And it's just not going anywhere. Yeah. It just seems like a dead end. So I'm sorry if that's like the burning passion that you're looking for. But yeah, that air sign is like full hot girl summer right now. So like, they don't even care. They're not the least bit concerned. They don't hate you. They don't think you're a bad person. So if that's why you want to clear the air, there's no need, because they were just like, they're not for me. Like, it's really, that's the best thing about Leo Gemini, is that it's so chill. Like, they don't hate you, so you don't have to worry about it. All right, cool. So that's what's preventing Leo from living their best life. Let's do Sagittarius. What's keeping Sagittarius from being happy right now? Lack of discipline. Oh, that hurt me in my chest. Lack of discipline, lack of consistency. The reason why you aren't happy right now is because you take every opportunity for small instant gratifications instead of dedicating yourself to your long-term goals. I'm a Gemini, so I know consistency can be so difficult, but it's not impossible, and the rewards are infinite. So yeah, Sagittarius, the key to your goals and your ambitions coming into fruition exactly in the way that you want them to is A, having a plan, B, choosing your long-term goals consistently. Meaning, if you are presented with the opportunity to stay home and work on those business plans, work on yourself, read more and feed your mind, expand your horizons, your philosophies, etc., versus going out and having a drink, you might want to start declining some of those drinking invites and stay home and choose your long-term goals consistently. You got to stop changing your mind about what you want, Sagittarius. You got to stop changing your mind where it's like, I want a romantic connection, and then being like, just kidding. Now that I have one, I'm like, just kidding. I want freedom. You have to stop changing your mind. You have to choose what it is that you want for the long term right now. And I know we're partying. We're having a great time. Leo season is banging. But that's what it is. You got to have some discipline. You have to just choose, because what you choose within these next 6 months, what you choose in particular the month of August, is what's going to set the tone for the rest of the year and the first half of 2028 at least. So right now is the time to sit down and freaking concentrate. Like, please, for the love of God, put some thought into this. Don't just let the day happen to you. Create your day, create your own experience. Because right now you're just kind of like, woo, willy-nilly. And there's value in having fun, but unfortunately, you're playing a little too hard, not working hard enough. So let's make some big girl, big boy decisions this month and choose them consistently. Stop changing our mind this is what we want. We want happiness, we want security, we want romance, we want wealth, we want adulation, glory, power, whatever that you want. Grant yourself permission to choose that consistently and make decisions every day that bring you closer to that glory, that power, that romance, that sex, passion, whatever it is that you're looking for. So review. For all fire sign placements, it seems like all of us are kind of making ourselves small, tiptoeing around the idea of happiness and romance, and we're like, I don't know, it seems too good to be true. Maybe I should take it slow and not scream at them how much I love them and how great I think they are. But truthfully, everybody wants to hear how great they are, so like, why not? For Aries specifically, 8 of Pentacles. We've been focused on our coin, we've been focused on growing, etc., which is great. Now is the time to kind of slow down and really reflect on the past and just express rage, sadness, whatever it is that you need to express to successfully get rid of the old, and just let it go and be like, oh, wow, I did that. Go ahead and do that. Leos, it seems like you're halfway through your journey and you feel like you haven't done enough and you feel like there's still so much more for you to go. There might be some pending conversations you need to have with a Gemini. Do what you gotta do, but don't let your mental anxiety and capitalism tell you that you're not doing enough to earn this celebratory mood you're in. And then Sagittarius, lack of consistency, lack of discipline, lack of forethought. That's what's keeping fire signs from being fully happy and living their best lives. So hopefully this resonates. Hopefully this helps. My name is Denise, aka Sugar and Spice. Y'all can book me, tip me, whatever it is that you want, but always subscribe. All right, take care, everyone.